back in the OR again today. My favorite place. We already talked about how the OR works, and about what's in it. We didn't talk much about our team. We work with some pretty cool people in the OR, so I thought I'd introduce you to them. Today, we're going to be talking to two of my favorite nurses. One is a scrub nurse in the operative team, and one is a circulating nurse. They do a lot of hard work around here. We couldn't get the surgery done without them. I'll ask them some questions, and you can listen in. Is that okay with you? Okay, let's go. What's your name and your role in the OR?
My name is Michelle, and I'm in charge of an operating room. So I get supplies, make sure the surgeon has everything that he needs, organize the staff, and the supplies for the day.
My name is Anne Burge, and I'm a registered nurse in the operating room.
What's your role in the OR team?
So the circulating nurse, what they do is you set up the scrub team, make sure they have all the supplies they need, and interoperatively if they need more supplies, then the circulating nurse has to go out and get them. The circulating nurse also helps with anesthesia, with intubation, if anything just needs medications or, for example, blood or volume at some tissue, some blood expanders, and then the circulating nurse wants to go and get those as well.
Okay, so the OR usually has 3 nurses in a room for each case, and each nurse actually usually takes turns scrubbing and circulating. And so when I'm in the scrubbing role, my job is to maintain the sterile field and assist the surgeon with all his instruments and anything that he may require throughout the surgery. Sort of the right-hand man.
What's a typical day for you like?
The day varies because every day I'm working with a different surgeon. It's always a different team. As well as you look at your day and, we've got 4 or 5. You think of it as being routine cases, but there truly is never one thing that is routine. There's always something different.
It starts out and we generally have a list of elective surgeries to do, and so one of our pushes is to get the job done and get the cases done. So we're all about efficiency. We start out, we have our little brief meeting with the team for 2 or 3 minutes, discuss what we're going to do throughout the day, and then we start assigning roles. So if I'm assigned to the scrub role, then the first thing I'll do is I'll start scrubbing my hands to become sterile, and then gown myself and start setting up my sterile field.
What's your role during an operation?
Yeah, so what we do is we initially get all of the things that we need set up for the case, and throughout the case, one of our major jobs is to anticipate what the surgeon's going to need next, or what he may need in the future that hasn't even been asked for, so that we have it ready to go. So I'm talking about things like making sure he has staplers ready, or clipper pliers, or anything that we need for hemostasis, just kind of keeping one step ahead of the whole thing. Our major job is to really listen to what's going on and pay attention to the surgery, because the more that we know about the actual anatomy and pathology, anatomy and pathophysiology, the more we can anticipate the needs of the surgeon. One of our other roles is to also monitor the rest of the surgical team, the medical students and residents accompanying us on the field, make sure that everybody's maintaining proper sterile technique.
What's the best part about being an OR nurse?
I think it's because, like, your job, I could never sit at a desk and just sit and do a day job. That would just drive me nuts. This is very active. And sometimes it's extremely active. Sometimes you literally are running your feet off. But it's good. Like, it's busy, it's varied. You have to think. You're thinking on your feet. Because things just change.
What makes an effective OR team?
Communication is key. Everyone, like, there's always, if it's example in a time of a crisis, someone has to be in control, and so that generally is a surgeon. And that's what I tell new operating staff is when things are getting under control, try not to panic. That's a surgeon's job.
I think that probably the most important thing is critical thinking skills, being able to anticipate and be able to be monitoring and making decisions on your feet. And I think just being aware and cognizant of what's going on around you. They often say that OR nurses have 5 sets of ears and eyes in the back of their head because we hear and see everything. But that's an attractive part of it. You're sort of chewing gum and walking at the same time.
Do you have any tips for med students new to the operating room?
Don't touch anything, don't go anywhere. No. I think the biggest tip I would have is make friends with the nurses that they are, because they are your best friend. We often seem like we're mothering you, but actually we're just trying to mentor you, and what we're doing is in the best interest of the patient. So if we're telling you to move here, there, everywhere, it's for the patient's sake. It's not just because we like to order people around. So just be friends with the nurses and ask lots of questions, because everybody in the OR is more than willing.
Just listen to direction from the nurse. Like for us, I want you to stay back from the sterile field. We need help with the patient transfer, removing, taking out the stretcher, or bringing in the stretcher when the case is done. And just take your direction from the nurses. That's pretty much about it.
Okay, so now you know a little bit more about the role of the nurse in the OR. I hope all the people you work with are as cool as our nurses.